perfect. So hi everyone, my name is Helena Kolvik and I work as the business unit manager for Dosell. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it, but first I would like to just show you a short film, like 1.5 minutes, of what the Dosell actually is and how our medicine dispenser is actually working, and then I will come down to some benefits with it and the integration that we have together with Skyresponse. So I'll kick this off.
Dosell is a digital drug dispenser for safer medication at home. Dosell is loaded with the patient's prescribed medicines packed in a bag. One charge contains medication for 2 weeks' use. When it's time for the patient to take her medicine, Dosell delivers the right amount of medicine at the right time by reading the day and time marked on the bag. When the patient is to take her medicine, the bag is cut off and falls into a compartment in the front of the Dosell machine. When the bag is in the compartment, the light and the sound alarm is activated. That reminds the patient or caregiver that it's time to take the medicine. If the patient does not take her medicine, Dosell alerts healthcare professionals and relatives who can quickly act to prevent injury. Dosell reduces the risk for the patient to take too much, too little, or wrong kind of medicine, or forget to take the medicine at all. Dosell increases safety for patients and relatives, while health caregivers and home care staff can save their valuable time. Dosell is simply safe support for you as a patient or relative and a valuable tool for caregivers.
Yes. So that gives you an even more insight in what the product is actually doing. What we have been doing with Dosell is that we want it to be as user-friendly and easy as possible. So what we have been doing is that we have also launched the first Dosell also to the B2C market here in Sweden, and that is to make sure that the user themselves, we as in the B2C market, we want it to be user-friendly. We want everything to be put to us and be as most easy as possible. So we have learned a lot from that customer journey to make it super user-friendly. So when the Dosell is preparing and giving the right medication at the right time, it also making sure that we have this implicit in it. We will make sure that it sends the alarm to the caretaker that you also saw in the movie as well. So what we are doing with the Dosell, that you have an application that you load Dosell through Bluetooth. And this application is also from the Skyresponse integration. So when you're into the application and you have the user-friendly system, you have videos on all 5. So all 5 worth mentioning is very few. To get into the system is that you will have all the safety for the patient. You will have all the information in there, and you will also make sure that you can get all the alarm chains, that you know that the right person is getting the alarms, that the right person is, I know that others have been taking care of the alarm for the user, etc. But Dosell itself is also built to be as safety for the patient as possible. We want people to stay at home longer. We want the patients to be healthier from the medication. We know that if you don't get the right information saying that maybe you have like a pill box, you don't know if the user are taking the medicine. You don't know if they're taking double or if they're taking it not at all or in the incorrect time, etc. So this is something that we proactively work with to follow that data to make sure that the people are taking the right medication at the right time. We can also see that Dosell is reading exact information on the pouch. That is, okay, if it's the 3rd of July at 13 o'clock, like 1 o'clock, then the medicine is going to come out. And you can also put a very important window for the specific user, because we know that it's not one size fits all. So what we are working with super importantly is that we might have a patient with Parkinson's syndrome okay, but then if they are supposed to take the medication at 1 o'clock, then they have like a very small gap when it's supposed to alarm the home care service, etc. And maybe you can have like 10 minutes and then the alarm goes to the home care and they can follow up through a phone call. They can follow up through a text. And if the user won't answer that call, maybe the first or second time, then we know that it's important might to go there. I mean, something could have happened. So this is also to make sure that we can monitor the medication safely. And as mentioned, we are fully integrated to Skyresponse. We're using that sort of application. And if I mean, Dosell is an MDR class 1 product, so we really need to make sure that we are working according to the regulations we have for that. That is also one big beneficial working with Skyresponse and have those sorts of integrations. So that was very short and quickly. And just to give you a little brief on the benefits as well, these are numbers for one small municipality in Sweden, where we made sure to make them a calculation of, okay, if you are now placing out 20 Dosells in your municipality, what can you actually gain from that? And when we're talking about the users, we're talking about the patient safety. But when we're coming down to the municipalities and the regions, then we need to make sure that they would, I mean, what's the impact for us? How much money can we gain from this? Because unfortunately, that's what they are looking at. So this is just to give you some examples of, it's not the, I mean, you're doing an investment to place out medicine dispensers in the beginning, but you can quite soon get revenues from that based on that you can save a lot of the visits, of course. Since you're loading the machine for 2 weeks, then you of course need to be there someday if that's regulatory based on the user. But I mean, you could be there every second week when you load the Dosell, meaning that you're saving a lot of fuels and miles and these are Swedish miles. And also, of course, the potential effect on the different yearly bonuses. So this is just a draft that you can see the beneficials for that. And yeah, this is just a quote from one of our elderly, super happy users. So yeah, I mean, I won't take that much more time since we're having a short agenda today. Do we have any questions, Anna? Or Anders?
No questions so far, and I think we can collect them to the end to make sure that we also bring in Owen so he has the ability to present. Thank you very much, Helena. Obviously, we will provide information for contact for those who you would like to know more and get in touch with Dosell.